My name is David Jaffee. Welcome to the Wealth and Health Podcast, where you'll learn valuable skills and positive habits that will improve your life. This podcast originally aired as a video on my YouTube channel at youtube.com/beststockstrategy. The Wealth and Health Podcast is brought to you by beststockstrategy.com.
Are Invest with Henry and Invest with Corey committing fraud? David Jaffee with Best Stock Strategy, and I want to walk you through a few emails that I've received. The first one says, "Thanks for the videos. I like seeing scammers get exposed. I bought a course from Corey a while back, ended up winning the chargeback for fraud and reported him, WAP, and Invest with Henry to the FTC, CFPB, and a few other places. It's been a while, so I don't remember them all. I believe I was the reason or part of the reason Invest with Henry now has only his website listed, see below. No WAP anymore, because WAP found repeated violations, but only after I kept pressing and reporting WAP for being complicit in the fraud." I'm going to interject and add something here. From my experience, it definitely seems that WAP is a platform that caters to grifters and scammers. Now, I'm not saying that every single person who uses WAP is a grifter and scammer. That's not true. And also, this is simply my opinion. But I believe that WAP caters to people who have a lot of chargebacks and that are high risk. Also, it's definitely a red flag when people ask for thousands of dollars up front without providing you with a trial. Oftentimes, Invest with Corey and Invest with Henry, they ask for anywhere from $3,000 to $6,000, sometimes even more than that. Then they use, in my opinion, high pressure and potentially predatory sales practices to separate you from your money. But again, this video isn't about my opinion, it's more so about sharing other people's experiences. Side note, if you could point out WAP itself to users in your videos too, that would be great. They told me to initiate a chargeback with my bank, then banned me for following their instructions. After that, they told me to initiate a refund request, but I got no response from the seller. Even then, they denied the refund because of the open chargeback, the one they had instructed me to file. I offered to contact my bank and let them know a refund was coming, and they still refused, claiming it was a split payment so they couldn't refund it regardless. Lots of lies and circles. Only after pressing them for days and filing multiple reports did they finally mention reporting the seller within their platform. That was never offered up front or mentioned as something I should have done. It was clearly just a move to show they had something on record in case law enforcement or regulators came knocking. They were never proactive or transparent, just covering themselves. For reference, this is the Invest with Henry course that Invest with Corey fraudulently purchased with my card information. It's since been blocked. Hopefully removed soon, but WAP being WAP, it could still be up behind the scenes. Sorry, one more thing. I always see your comments saying Henry isn't the worst and Corey is worse. Henry and Corey work together to funnel funds into Henry's course. I believe I've seen some of your comments say he enables Corey, but Corey directly fraudulently funnels funds to Invest with Henry to be split between them. I'm sure Henry's had others that do the same too. He's at least equal in my opinion, if not worse than Corey, although Corey is more manipulative. I would definitely say that in my opinion, Invest with Corey is significantly worse than Invest with Henry. I think that Invest with Henry is intelligent and he also has good options trading content. However, I think that his behavior, both in enabling others who use much more predatory practices and Henry embellishing his past work experience to market himself, is definitely not something that I would consider a positive for sure. And I'm not defending him, I'm just saying that when you compare Invest with Corey with Invest with Henry, I believe that Invest with Corey has zero redeemable qualities. Whereas I think that Henry, even though behind the scenes he might be just as bad or if not potentially worse, I think that at least he does have some value to provide. A lot of his options trading content is pretty good. And then he wrote me again. He said, "This took place in October or November 2024. I requested a refund immediately after the purchase because his team, I should say, not Corey directly, but clearly this is his tactic for his product and his team / himself, purchased something I did not agree to. The only thing mentioned to me was Invest with Corey, his course, and mainly his Discord / personal calls. When I checked my bank and the receipt, it was for Invest with Henry's course. I contacted Corey's team and they claimed it was a glitch. I contacted WAP and they confirmed it was not a glitch and that they did in fact purchase the Invest with Henry course. They also said that Corey is not officially tied to that course at all. So there is no reason the receipt would show this except for them using my card to buy it without my permission. If what this guy is saying is accurate, then in my opinion, this is fraud. You can't use somebody's credit card to purchase another product or even to purchase your own product. This is something that, if correct, the FTC and the Department of Justice should get involved in. Regarding your questions about the fraudulent purchase, the individual misrepresented the product being offered, claiming it was from one provider but delivering a different, unrelated course. Clearly deceptive considering they claimed it was just a glitch. They also entered my card information into a third-party platform without my explicit authorization. The purchase made was not what was agreed upon, and the manner in which it was conducted constitutes clear fraud through deceptive misrepresentation. So, yes, they enrolled me without my permission. They also had it set up on a subscription that was unable to be canceled. Wow, if that's true, that's something that the authorities would love to learn about, because I know that the FTC went after Raging Bull for things like that. I never agreed to this subscription to begin with. It's clearly a complex operation designed to just suck money in and never let it go. I got screenshots and stuff too if you want any of that. Then he emailed me and said most of the screenshots are from WAP, as they were the ones being complicit to this and the sellers are totally unresponsive. I do have a screenshot of Corey's claiming it's a glitch, as well as a screenshot from WAP is replied to my support claiming Invest with Henry repeatedly broke their policies. Although unfortunately it doesn't mention him, just says my report was completed and they found repeated instances of violation. I have screenshots of Corey ignoring refund requests, etc. I also have a screenshot of them asking for my Discord username to add me, but they never actually responded or added me. Wow, imagine that. If that's true, then imagine paying for something and not even receiving what you paid for. Might not all be super useful or interesting for you. I just needed it for my reports and chargeback. Haha. I will also check out your site and file additional reports as I see fit. Yeah, according to Corey's ex-father-in-law, he's in the country illegally. I don't see any reason why ICE wouldn't arrest him and deport him. Then he wrote, sure thing, I'll get those screenshots to you a bit later. I'll have to compile them again and send them over, but I'll try to get those to you today, tomorrow at the latest. Yes, I believe that was because of my report that they removed it. This is in reference to the Invest with Henry's options trading course. The link was deactivated after I reported Invest with Henry through WAP, and they found repeated violations of their policies. It might have been several other things, but with how hard WAP was pushing back on me, I would not be surprised if it was my single report. It seems like WAP may have ignored previous reports and or hidden that option until there was real risk for them, since they only ever directed me to report the seller after I had several reports against WAP for being complicit in the fraud, lying about the refund, and banning me for filing a chargeback since it is against their policy. They were the ones that told me to file the chargeback. Only after pressing them, WAP, for days and filing multiple reports did they finally mention reporting the seller within their platform. This was never offered up front or mentioned as something I should have done. It was clearly just a move to show they had something on record in case law enforcement or regulators came knocking. They were never proactive or transparent, just covering themselves. For reference, this is the Invest with Henry course that Invest with Corey fraudulently purchased with my card information. It's since been blocked, hopefully removed soon, but WAP being WAP, it could still be up behind the scenes. And then he provides the link. I also noticed shortly after that, Invest with Henry removed the WAP link in his bio shortly after I received a response that WAP found repeated violations. If I remember correctly, it was posted alongside his website on his YouTube, but now his website site alone. He then said, I'll also definitely file any reports I can. I'd love to see all this come back to him. Then he said, correct, yes, all parties were reported to the authorities with evidence. I may have missed a few agencies' departments, so I'll be sure to check out your website and add any reports I missed. But Corey, Henry, and WAP have all been reported to government agencies' authorities. Here's those screenshots. Let me know if you have questions. And then he provided 13 screenshots. Here on March 12th, he said, "Hey there, good afternoon. Thank you for using our report a company feature. We appreciate the time you took to report the issue. After our investigation, we have also found multiple violations of our policies. Thank you again for reporting the company and helping keep WAP safe for all, the WAP team." So here I'm assuming, based upon the prior email, that WAP is referring to Invest with Henry. And they clearly say, after our investigation, we have also found multiple violations of our policies. Here you can see that the report is referring to wap.com/options education, which is what Invest with Henry used in order to sell his options trading education. The fourth attachment, it said, "Thanks for the wait here. Our team have tried for you, but still not get any response from the creator side. The best we can do from our side is $100, which we will give you from our pocket." Yeah, I'm sure that they're giving it to you from their pocket. "From your side, the best way to move forward is to contact your bank for this charge." And that was sent by apparently Thomas, which seems like a fake name to me, but what do I know? The fifth one, maybe this one is from Christian at wap.com. He said, "If you have any other questions about the process, I'd be happy to help, so don't hesitate to ask. Can you please just confirm for me that no course other than the Invest with Henry course would have a receipt for the Invest with Henry course? Each charge receipt is unique to each course purchase, correct?" And he said, "Yes, that's correct. You'll only be charged for the one course. Is there a specific situation you'd like us to look into for you? I'm happy to help out with whatever you need, but each course would be the only one to have a receipt for that course, correct? As in, if I were to buy a course that is not Invest with Henry, it would not have the charge receipt showing as Invest with Henry, correct?" And then Christian said, "You are absolutely correct." Okay, that was all I needed for now. Thank you. Then you can see Invest with Henry. There's the logo on the top left. And then for options education, on November 18th, 2024, he was charged $1,175. Next one, Mitch from WAP. "Thank you for letting me know. However, I'm struggling to find where we mentioned to open a dispute with your bank. I do see that the resolution case was denied by us, which unfortunately WAP support is unable to overrule the decision. At this time, since the dispute has been open with your bank, the best thing to do here is wait out for your bank to file a resolution." And then it seems like he opened up a resolution from within WAP. He said, "Invest with Corey took my card details and used it to purchase this course without my authorization." And then he filed a complaint against Invest with Henry. "This is in clear violation of Regulation E, FTC Act, and several other federal and local laws, regulations. Myself and a WAP representative attempted to get refunds, but the sellers were not responsive. Attached are several screenshots showing attempted contact, as well as the seller erroneously tried to claim this issue was due to a glitch, showing an incorrect purchase. But as I have verified with WAP support several times, that is not the case. Feel free to reach out for more documentation. I have plenty, but it only lets me attach 3. Then he opened a dispute with the customer's bank. Then WAP escalated the case. WAP has denied in the merchant's favor for the following reason. Hi, we've investigated your case and have sided with options education. Interesting, okay. Which they then said that they found numerous complaints. After our investigation, we have also found multiple violations of our policies. I mean, that's interesting that they didn't initially find the multiple violations of our policy and just allow him to get the refund. But let's see what else he attached. Then he said, checking in on those emails, I also noticed the receipt is kind of for something I was not expecting. Can you shed some light on why this is? Does Corey just sell stuff for Henry? Or is that a partner or something? Or why is that? Hello, just following up here. So basically they didn't respond for about 8.5 hours. And then the next day they responded, hey, that is a glitch. Now affiliated, but we both use WAP. The team has fixed that for future purchases. Okay, it's kind of weird, but where's his refund? Then apparently he gets an email invitation from Jonathan Little. Then an email that he sent to support with Invest with Corey. He asked, can you cancel this? And they responded, hey, thank you for reaching out. May I ask why you wish to cancel your membership? And then he responded, it seems suspicious that payment is entered by your team rather than allowing me to on a website, and the receipt is for something that I did not agree to pay for. I already disputed the charge as I had received no response to my email or my texts when questioning the receipt until afterwards. In my opinion, this seems like a clear case of fraud. And this is something that the FTC and the Department of Justice and potentially the FBI should get involved with. And this is apparently where they suspended his WAP account and WAP access for disputing a payment for a product. Here's an update on your case. And then you see Henry's photo right there. Options, education. WAP has denied your claim. Your payment will not be refunded. If you would like to appeal the decision, visit the link below. Then you can see an email chain with WAP. So this is in February. So this has been going on for months. And he said, I didn't agree to anything because I never entered my payment details or make the purchase. The seller took my payment information and used it to make the purchase without my authorization. This is by definition a fraudulent charge and a violation of Regulation E. All relevant parties have been reported accordingly and further action will be taken if necessary. Thank you for providing the additional documentation. I will add this to my report against WAP. And that's the last attachment in this email chain. Let's check out what else he said. I got plenty more, mostly back and forth stuff with WAP, though these are the main ones. WAP never even gave me the $100 out of their pocket they mentioned either, only banned me for following their instructions. Yeah, in my opinion, it definitely seems that WAP is complicit in this. Then he wrote, yeah, they definitely are. They just kept telling me to request a refund. We'll side with you. Then they didn't. Then they said submit again and said, it's split pay. We can't refund it even if we wanted to. Yeah, I know, stupid me. I clearly should have known the investing part was newer to me though, and they pushy. I'm on path to become a licensed financial advisor now, so my hatred for fraud really kicked up one of my interests. Definitely have kicked myself for this one, but I knew instantly it was a big no-no, haha. Just glad I won the chargeback, and since I got the screenshots and stuff and you spreading awareness, I wanted to reach out with it. Yeah, this is definitely helpful. If you have a similar experience, then you can contact ICE and report Corey. You can visit beststockstrategy.com/invest-with-Corey. And you can also go to reportfraud.ftc.gov. You can also file with your state attorney general, with the FBI, and with the Department of Justice.
Visit beststockstrategy.com and submit your email address to receive valuable free training. Please give this podcast a positive rating and review. If you have any questions, visit beststockstrategy.com and send me a message.